afternoon, everyone. This is RAND. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, June 26, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a time for change call tonight at around 9:15 or so p.m. Eastern. Have a lot of information to cover. Interestingly enough, once you understand that you're part of the energy pool, ocean, right? So we know that 1 square meter, cubic meter of space, has enough energy to boil all the oceans on the planet. So everything is energetic. It's moving constantly. Nothing is, how do you put it, still, so to speak. It may appear that way with your eyes, but nothing is still. Everything is moving. You look at a rock looks still, right? If you go deeper into the quantum particle structure of that rock, you'll see that it's very active. Same with these bodies. Same with the air that we breathe. Same with the trees, everything. Huge, hugely interactive. So doesn't it make sense that since we are this power, this unending power, that we should be able to attract anything we choose? Now the interesting thing is that we do. It's just that we don't know it. What is it that we attract the most? Negative frequencies. Now, it's not like I'm going to go out and I'm going to manifest negative frequencies. We have been programmed to do it that way, to think that way, to believe that way, that we lean into the lower frequencies. That's how, we, as a society, we build up things. Someone, like I've used several times, where Mary lives in a neighborhood, been there 20 years. Everybody kind of knows each other. Comes out one morning, he slips on some wet grass, and sprains her ankle. So she goes to the doctor, emergency, and she gets a wrap on the ankle. It's not real bad. And so she comes home. Well, by the time everything's said and done, that night they've got Mary in intensive care unit and a body cast. You see, this is how things expand, so to speak, that our ego minds go absolutely bonkers in creating things. So when we think, and here's a prime example of that, when you have a civilization like this one, and the civilization is controlled and contained and programmed generation after generation. All angles, all everything in society. The educational system, the medical system, the job system, the corporate system, all of it. And you're programmed, the media, the magazines, the reading materials. And not just, it's not just that. It's all those who were programmed before you. And we can go back tens of thousands of years. So all these program thoughts that come in, is the ego mind programmed? Absolutely, it is programmed. And it's programmed to do what? Well, it's highly insecure, number one. We know that. We know that it's never satisfied for any length of period of time. And we know it's constantly seeking and searching for something. That most of us on this planet are contained within the ego mind, which means that the ego mind dictates to us, so we worry, stress, fear, and anxiety, we don't have any peace. So how has it been accomplished throughout the ages that civilization is mind warped, if you will, to create things that the negative beings use against the people, because the people created the very thing that the bad guys wanted to have created through programming. The only way that things are carried out on this planet. What you obviously, where your attention is, what you focus on, you're going to create. So if the majority of the people, the sleepers, the ones that are asleep, are in this state of ego mind control programming, and the lower frequencies want the people to believe something or to focus on something for a longer period of time, what is it usually? It usually is what? Fear, worry, stress, anxiety about something cataclysmic, something horrible is going to happen. Now, the interesting thing is that the God within us, the pure consciousness, is aware of all this because watching everything. So more and more of us, with the aid of the collective consciousness created photon energy field that we are currently going through the solar system is traveling through, and it will for the next few thousand years. This isn't working anymore. It doesn't work. And more of us are becoming aware to the extent to know that, and we choose this, there's nothing outside of us that's going to force us, convince us, trick us, or anything into deciding to do this. So we decide to go within and to discover once and for all who and what we are. So we go within. And we begin discovering things. And there's things that the ego mind throws at us, I did this and I did that. And people that feel guilty and, worried and stuff that they've done. They worry about tomorrow. They worry about yesterday. But then they start finding out that they start surrendering and accepting and letting go of everything. They begin to move into the peaceful state, which most of us have never, ever been in. And the peace is so great because the mind chatter that we all have, this noise, incessant noise, gone. And we also realize that you're not even focused on worry, stress, and fear. It's gone. Only in the ego mind, only in the material physical world, where all of that is. Now, it's not like we're escaping it. We're aware of it. And we've been there a long time, many lifetimes. So then we say, well, you know what? Now it's time to discover something new, something super adventurous. And what is that? The God within us, pure consciousness. Because there will come a time where we collectively will know. The proverbial wool will no longer ever be pulled over our eyes, because we will be operating from the heart mind, the gateway to the God and the pure consciousness that we are in these bodies. See, and then the programming will begin to melt away, and we'll replace that programming with our own programming. Okay? It's not a difficult thing. Yeah, we get stuck in habit. None of us are exempt from it. We get in habit and routine, and we do all this stuff, and we're not focused on key areas with ourselves. A lot of us, we cut ourselves down. We're hard on ourselves. When you start adding all that up, it's really goopy. And so it's a decision that's made from the heart mind. Says, hey, I'm going into the heart mind, and not the ego mind. I've had several rodeos with the ego mind, and I don't really care to have that anymore. And the only way that you know how to master the ego mind is through the heart mind. There's kind of a synergistic interaction, association. And so you can direct the mind, right, to focus on something that you want it to focus on, rather than you focusing on something that it wants you to focus on. Okay? It's a big difference. Most of the thoughts that we experience in this life are not ours at all. They have nothing to do with us. They never did. But then one would say, well, then how come so many of us embrace those thoughts as our own? That's tricky. How many do you really believe on this planet, right in this very now moment, are aware of who and what they are? With no nonsense thrown in there. No quackery, fakery, or anything. Just pure understanding of who and what they are. What is the key for this civilization to have been so misdirected and misguided continuously? Well, guess what? We're all omnipotently supreme, powerful beings that never die in these bodies. Now, if you are run by the ego mind like the controllers are, who used to run this planet, think about it. You're going to do what the ego mind wants you to do. And they have no mastery over the ego mind. Zero. Those of us who are aware in this very now moment, to a certain extent, we know. We know that everything's temporary. We know that these bodies are temporary. We know that the ego mind's temporary. We know all this stuff's temporary. It really is an adventure. That's what it is for us. It's an adventure. But since we've been so conditioned, so programmed for so many generations, we take it super seriously. Right? We take it super seriously. Which means what? Well, that means that we're pretty much locked in with the ego mind. Now, we have a stream of energy, all of us do, that's constantly coming to us. Right? 24/7, never ends, always coming to us. This stream of energy is huge amounts of prosperity and abundance. All of us, it doesn't matter, what you do for a living or where you're at or anything. This stream of energy is flooding us all the time. Well, then one might say, well, where is it? How come I'm not swimming in abundance and wealth? Because you're stopping it. Isn't that amazing? Now, you're not aware of it, obviously, but you're stopping it. Every one of us, you stop the flow of abundance by doing what? Very simple. In fact, it is really simple. You block the flow of abundance by being in low frequency. Okay, where you're questioning and challenging. And some of that's good, but with the ego mind, what is it? It's that doubt and that fear on anything that you may say, hey, this is something I want in my life. This is something I want in my life. And then you turn around and you say, okay, so there it is. And I focused on it, and so now the universe will manifest it and it'll be here. Right? But the majority of us will doubt it. There'll be something there that'll come up that you'll doubt. There'll be something negative that stops it from materializing. That's why everybody on this planet isn't wealthy. That's the only reason. Period. That's it. So once you discover that feeling, okay, that you have of, oh, hey, oh, that probably's not going to happen now, darn it. Oh, well, that's the way life goes. You ever done that? You ever just kind of written something off that you really, really, really wanted? You didn't have a huge amount of expectations or attachment to it. You just wanted it, okay? And then you start doubting it. At first, it was great because you said to yourself, okay, you had no doubt, nothing. It was all great, and you focused your attention, and boom. And then ego mind comes in and says, well, how come it's taking so long? Yeah, how come it's taking so long? What's up with that? Should have been here by now. That's interesting. But as long as we're in the ego mind, that we have this huge neon stop sign, and the abundance hits it and bounces off. Doesn't get to us. And every one of us, the way we've been programmed with this society on this planet, that's why we actually, subconsciously, we just block it from coming in. Many think they're not deserving. It's because of how they've been raised and educated and programmed. They just don't believe they're deserving enough, so they shouldn't have it. And then if they do have it, they feel really, really, really guilty. They feel bad. Have you ever been in a situation, right? For no reason, you got a gift for somebody. There was no holiday, nothing. You said, hey, this might cheer them up. They'll really like this. And so you give it to them, and it's like a tug of war. You say, no, I got this right. No, I can't accept that. What do you mean you can't accept it? I can't accept this. What is that? Why is that going on? Well, it's because their self-esteem, their confidence, trust, and faith in themselves and the universe is really, really, really low. And so they don't believe that they're deserving enough to receive a gift from anyone. That's why that response is there. And so if you insist and you say, no, I want you to have this. I really do. I'm not expecting anything in return. You don't owe me anything. Just take it. Enjoy it. I just can't. It's like, have you ever been in that situation? It's almost like you're pulling teeth. Well, finally you say, okay, fine. And some people just get a little irritated because what's going on here? Every one of us on this planet deserve the best, and I mean best of everything. We all do. Not this, this parasitical grouping of they call themselves the elite, right? Everybody. And when you decide for yourself that you're going to, that's where you're going to be, in that state of mind. Not ego, not ego mind, but heart mind. Okay? Everything comes to us. And that has been literally beaten up pretty bad through the ages because, oh no, you've got to go out and earn the right. Well, doesn't it make sense that if you discover for yourself, and some people have on this planet, where you focus and you go into the heart mind and you focus on the breath, rising and falling, you relax into the body. And the more you relax, the more peace you begin to experience. And you're focused on the breath rising and falling. And this moves you into a form of theta state, where you can request anything you choose and it'll manifest, it'll materialize. But see, very few people are, very few are go into that state. It's like I said in the past, is that when you wake up in the morning, that's where you're at with that for about 5 minutes. And then, of course, the mind, ego mind, and then all the thoughts flood in, and all the rest, you know, that's it. That's how we roll. But to know this, to know that you're an energy master, okay? You, by your thoughts, you take energy, which is everywhere, okay? Everything is energy. And you mold it, you form it with your thoughts, see? And this is crucial because you're aware of it, so you know that little doubt's going to come in, or that uneasy feeling's going to come in, or that little worry's going to come in. But you stay in the heart-mind, and you focus on what it is that you want, and you stay there. Now, you're not going to get all of that stuff. You're just going to stay there, and you are the master of energy. You form it with your thoughts. Your intentions create your life. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it, because you're energy and life's energy, right? And you're the pure consciousness, and pure consciousness is everywhere. So when you intend something, you design it for you. Does that mean everybody designs the same thing over and over, just it's identical to you? No. Everybody is different. Everybody is like, and it's true, it's like a snowflake. You ever look at snowflakes? Most people don't. But they're all different. They're all different. Every one of them. There's not one that's exactly like the other one. So, do you think that any of us, and we're talking the bodies, okay, in our perspective, do you think any of us are exactly, as we live the same life, we do the same things? No. It's always different. There's always a little twist here, a little bit different there, a little bit different perspective there, a little bit different viewpoint there. But we are masters of energy. We're fully conscious, and that's the truth. We're all fully conscious. Unfortunately, the majority of the people on this planet aren't aware they're conscious. They're just not. And this is why they're in bicameral mode, right and left brain. That's it. Some of us, though, have discovered that we're conscious and are beginning to realize is that whatever we desire is ours. Okay? Unless it's something that's not beneficial and it's very destructive and causes harm, you're not going to manifest that. You operate from the heart-mind, so you're the master of energy, which is all around you, which you're made up of. But see, it is a concentrated consciousness that's able to direct that energy into any form that you wish for you to experience. So when you begin to understand that and you're walking around and you're doing your thing, everything, you're the master of energy. You move it with your thoughts. You form it into your reality. Okay? And you do that 24/7. Now when you begin to realize that you do that, okay, that's phenomenal because you're halfway there because you've discovered that, okay, so I create my own life. By my decisions, by what I think, by what I focus on, by what I do. Now if that's the case, then I should focus on what I want, not what I don't want. And practice with no doubt, no fear, no anxiety, no stress, no worry. And the only way I can do that is in meditation. We're in a state of meditation at times that we don't know about, especially when you wake up first thing in the morning when you're not really awake yet. Have you ever done that? I mean, you think you're awake, right? And so you go out in the kitchen, you're doing your regimen, whatever. And you do something so crazy that you go, I'm not really awake, and you're not. But you think you are. Well, I got out of bed, and I put my clothes on, and I did my thing, and so I'm in the kitchen, I'm getting something to eat. But it dawns on you because of what you just did, whatever it was, okay, you know that you say, I must not be awake yet. And you're not. That's a discovery. You're in a different state. Okay? You're not really in the material physical. You're in the heart mind. You're more with the God that you are during that period of time. And this is why we do certain things where we'll do it and we'll go, what the heck am I doing? Because you're not fully in that state of mind. And eventually you do. You move in and you're off and running. It's like people who get depressed, right? There's a lot of that going on just in our country alone because they choose to be depressed. Now, if you were to say that to someone, you're choosing to be depressed, so they'll probably get irritated with you, okay? Oh, so you mean I'm doing this to myself? Yeah. It's not negative. It's a discovery, though, which allows us to do what? To not focus on it. You could be depressed, and you could literally turn it around in seconds, in absolute seconds, with no issue. You could be angry and turn it around in seconds. You're the master of energy. We all are. You can move things in creation. Your energy, you're a focused beam of energy of pure consciousness, okay? Which takes trillions and trillions and trillions of particles of energy to have that take place, which you're made up of. Now you have little particles of energy out there that you focus on and it starts to form. It's proven fact in quantum physics. It's absolutely a fact. So you're focusing on something, right? And as you focus on it, it begins to form. Now, if you're distracted and you're over here now, that disappears. And then what you're focused on over here begins to form. Now, it starts to form, but see, this is where you're not really aware that you're doing all this, which also contributes greatly to your life and what you experience in your life. All of us could heal ourselves in a split second if we only knew who and what we are. We can do all this, see? But what is the challenge for us? What's the challenge? Our challenge is our ego mind and our programming. That's the challenge every one of us are faced with. It's an adventure. It's a discovery. So we're not so much. Let's say this: you embrace that understanding, okay, and you begin to step away from the ego mind and practice being in the heart mind. Now, I'm not saying that, I'll practice for a couple hours and then I'll be in there all the time. No, because we all know that the ego mind comes in and pulls us out of there. And when it does that, we start over again. And no matter how long it takes, we keep starting over until we get it. Slowly but surely, you become less in the ego mind every step of the way. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not, you're not angry with the ego mind. You're not, revengeful state with the ego mind. Ego mind, you love the ego mind because it's there for a purpose. To teach you to overcome it, to go into the heart mind, to embrace the God that you are, the pure consciousness. If we didn't have these, they're kind of tools for us. If we didn't have them, man, it would be really a drag. See, we have this, it's kind of a negative naysayer, right? Whatever you want to call it, a voice, a feeling. And that's why, there it is, right? It's right there. And it's watching this absolute phenomenal abundance trying to flow into our life. Yeah. That little voice in your head, the inner skeptic, the doubter, financial saboteur. Little voice has been hypnotizing us, making us think that we're not worthy, not capable, or unable to truly be free. Financially free, happy, go lucky. So we stop paying. You see, all you need to do is stop paying attention to this negative naysayer, right? And open up to receiving more of everything that you desire or want. Then you know what to do with. And anything is possible to those who believe in the positive manifestation of their dreams. This universe is just sitting there, it's waiting, listening, ready for you to make this internal shift right now. But then you've got that little voice that says, oh yeah, this all sounds fine and dandy. Yet how do I actually do that? I've tried all kinds of things. Well, what you're about to do is go into the quiet time of this meditation. And you start with, you practice relaxing your body completely, and that's what you're going to do. That's what you're doing. Relaxing your body completely, and then imagine yourself allowing an abundance of whatever it is, money, love, success, happiness, whatever it is, peace, to come pouring into your bank account, your life, and you be creative, and you be aware of that subtle part of you that may be trying, efforting, and scheming to manipulate this abundance to enter your life. This universe works in a mysterious way, in that the more we try to push, a lot of people are doing that right now. The more we try to push, force, or manipulate something to happen, the longer it takes for it to manifest. There's that big, huge neon stop sign. The harder you push with force, the more that thing actually gets pushed away from you. And what is that? Negative attitude. It's negative. Oh, well, this is going to happen. Oh, I bet you this. Oh, yeah, see? And none of us are exempt from it because we all fall victim to it. The harder we push with force, the more that thing actually gets pushed away from us. Using the mind to force something to happen never actually achieves the goal we truly desire in this life. The constant flow of abundance is effortless. We've been taught that it isn't, though, see. We've been taught that it's the opposite. Oh, it's arduous task to have abundance. You got to earn a living. You have to earn the right to eat. You have to earn the right to live. But the flip side, the constant flow of abundance is effortless. And when we move into a grounded state of allowing, we find that it manifests for us joyously and graciously. Why? You're the master of energy. All around you, imagine that. You focus through the heart-mind, you direct the ego mind, and you pinpoint that into that energy, and the universe begins to form it into your reality, and then you experience it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what things look to be like on the surface at all. That's the trick, see? That's the mind trick that's being played on all of us. See, in the quiet time of this meditation, all of us should have massive abundance. It's a no-brainer. But this is having the courage to move through fear by connecting with the state of allowing that the divine omnipresent flow can enter. You've got to allow it to enter without that stop sign. It's truly effortless to receive all forms of abundance that this universe is always channeling our way. We got this huge flow coming. And if you really drop down into the negative lower frequency, it just passes over you. But it keeps going. Okay. Look out. Just take a look out into the billions of stars at night. How can you not? This is a truly abundant universe naturally. It's our natural state. A small part of you may be afraid to let go of striving and simply allow abundance in. This is where true courage comes in. It's not hard to relax. In fact, it's incredibly easy. It simply takes the courage found in the heart of that childlike energy inside every one of us who can surrender, laugh, play, stop trying so hard to get somewhere better than here now. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close this out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, focus on the breath. Let go of all regrets. Regrets are simply the ego trying to change the past. The past is long gone. Only the present exists. Experience being grateful for what was. Whatever happened was perfect exactly as it occurred. You'll instantly pierce through the grand illusion, bowing down with the great praises to the now. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and following morning. We will return here tonight around 9:15 or so p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call. And Thursday, June 27, 2024, well, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times. When your heart, let the magic flow in.